Retronauts and Originators, this is Internet Personality Vangelus, and one of the final acts of the Legacy trilogy is to reconnect a missing link. Transformers Generations Legacy United Deluxe Class G1 Universe Optimus Prime is a modernized homage to Optimus Prime, a size classless action figure released under the 1984 toy line known as Transformers. Just the one word. While the headcanon and off-screen fictional ramifications of this piece are both myriad and exciting to me, for now I'll just talk about the experience of this little guy as a toy owned by a toy enthusiast. And I do mean little, as in the guy, the toy, not me. I'm average.
This video was sponsored in part by ToyHacks.com. Use the code SHAMPANGELUS before the end of January 2025 for 15% off your order of labels and other paraphernalia. Using the code supports the channel. Supporting the channel feeds the machine.
Legacy United's Deluxe Optimus Prime is a bit of an adorable short king, but he's also a striking representation of the original Diaclone Convoy cab, odd proportions and all. The sculpt is pretty darn nice, even capturing several classic sticker details as textured surfaces, even if those surfaces are also unpainted and monotone. The overall coloration hits the Pantone ranges I want, but definitely closer to the vibe of an unstickered G1 Optimus one might have found at a flea market in the late 20th century. Nowadays, you'd probably find, I don't know, early live-action movie toys. Most of Leggy Uni G1 Prime's paint has been expended on silver detailings, be they stripes, his grille, the front and only the front of his bumper, his little leg cans, or bits of his face. And what a face it is, as the head sculpt is a definite highlight of the toy for me. It also features a very effective light piping effect through fluorescent yellow paint, but that is kinda like handing me a donut to go with my tuna sandwich. I like both, but I didn't want them at the same time. Mainly the light strip atop his skull looks kinda goofy. Toy Story Optimus can still open his chest the classic way, revealing a matrix chamber rather than a cockpit, and also revealing that he did not blow a ton of red paintwork on a giant clear chunk. The windows are an insert piece. I dig it. The matrix itself is clear blue, which leaves me indifferent, and it has a 5mm hole in the back, which also leaves me indifferent. He can't really hold it. He can hold either of his included ion blasters, which are modeled on the two different guns that G1 Optimuses and reissues have held over the years. I forgot the whole story, despite being there for all of it. Look, we got two guns out of the deal. Don't complain before they take one away. These things actually swiped some of the paint budget, as they are both covered in glossy black, being made of one of the two types of clear plastic used on the toy. The other translucent element is the energy axe, blazingly see-through orange and sometimes sitting kinda loosely in Optimus's hand. It sounds like the painted nature of the ion blasters has left this poor guy with rather inconsistent 5mm port sizing from copy to copy, so be aware. Also be aware that the shoulder smokestacks can not only swivel but also pop off. Evo Fusion! Bidding us all a fond farewell, I'm sure. Sadly, the wrist ridgings leave Optimus unable to easily wield them as pistols, but those are usable shoulder sockets. The ball socket joint on the head offers a bit of tilt, just a little bit. It sometimes springs back a little, but as you turn it, you can find points of grip, and the emotive ability of this on this particular sculpt is very fun. There is also universal shoulder capability, as one would hope for from a figure that looks like this. You can T-pose Optimus right up onto some kind of cross for some kind of thing, Ultraman related. You can also use a somewhat predictable transformation joint for a bit of rearward lateral shoulder movement. Only rearward though, so only winding up for a punch or, you know, thrusting. There are hard 90-degree, choo-choo train, do the twist elbow joints with a bicep swivel, hard cut. No wrist swivel. That bummed me out, only because its fists came off, admittedly, the G1 toy could do a wrist swivel. It bothers me that this one can't. I am pretty sure the reason why is because of the necessary stability for this, like the spot where a wrist swivel would be. There is a large rivet going down through it, so I understand how that came to pass. And it's only really been a bummer when I put the axe in, but a shockingly affecting missing bit of articulation. You can lift this up, though, and you can open these up to get a good view of that fully mechanical, fully purpose-built crotch. It's not as complicated as the missing link, though, and you know what? I kind of like it, because it just does everything, and I don't have to worry about, like, all the spread parts being separate. You know, you can just chill out between two large moving vans, because it's able to do the modern Van Dam. Before I get into that too much, there is also a waist joint. There are thigh swivels, there is a knee bend, it's a hard 90. Ranges are generally good. Like, all this skirt stuff actually, like, this stuff being able to fold outwards, I almost never have to actually engage with to any degree where it's conscious. And as you saw, there was an ankle tilt. There's also a foot swivel. And I don't really know why, but I found this is oddly helpful as far as, like, getting certain postures and directions of motion across. Overall, the posability on this is the missing link light that I had hoped for. Generally speaking, it actually shot above my expectations, despite the lack of wrist joints bringing it a little bit below expectation in the arm area. Aside from using his backpack as a modern-style head pocket, Legacy United G1 Optimus Prime does not reinvent the wheel. He simply moves it from cassette to Og Vorbis. His hands rotate away, making use of some hinged bits that can be scarily tight out of the box. And his arms have to fold in at the end of the process due to how they tab into the sides of his thighs. So this toy is shockingly resistant to a natural truck walk state. Harmony Gold surely must be responsible. This is a fantastically cute little cube of retro truckery, and all 6 wheels have custom and textured silicone tires. These provide an amazingly gushy roll feel, and hopefully will hold up over the years. Despite its plain nature, something about the size and shape of this mode really won me over in hand, fitting into my palm or my pocket for ride-along adventure time. There are plenty of ports in back for accessory storage, though the energy axe only really fits in one spot. And that spot will be occupied if you decide to access this mode's secret killer app feature, which is that it can carry any edition of the Earthrise trailer and look good. A trailer I have mocked and maligned for years. A trailer that I absolutely adore in tandem with this figure. They size and scale together so well, it feels as though I finally see the purpose that this stupid little gray rectangle was always meant to serve. For reference, I'm using a stock Volvo Prime trailer in this footage. Let me drop a quick one-liner. Legacy United's G1 toy Optimus Prime is a delightful piece that could probably find a place in the hands of any Transformers fan, be it for nostalgic reasons or simple collector cuteness aggression. However, it is stricken with a bit of a bland bot mode, and I have a toy-hacked copy on hand as well, so check out what happens when you load this guy up with chrome surfacing and a few more pops of color. More than a handful of fans have also been busting out paintbrushes or chrome pens, too. Obviously, this is no Missing Link Optimus, but with just a touch of additional visual zazz, the gap closes quicker than one might think. Speaking of missing links, I don't own one myself, but I did film this guy next to a G1 Optimus to show not only how well the original toy is represented, but also how much larger the original toy actually is compared to the Legacy United Deluxe. The heads don't match, as I think, this is from my iPod speaker convoy set. While I continue to not own a Missing Link convoy, I did handle 2 of them at TFCon LA last year. I liked them, but not enough to spend money on them at the time. This Legacy United Deluxe, specifically with the visual bump from the Toy Hack set, is much more in tune with my own bang for my buck enjoyment ratios. It is such a neat experiment of a figure, and the additional 5mm ports on this design make him so goofily fun to mix in with the wider oeuvre of modern mid-scale Transformers fare. If you don't want to zazz him up beyond his stock coloration though, maybe wait for either a sale or some kind of hypothetical premium redeco in the future. Anyway, this has been Internet Personality Vangelus, and I carted this goofball literally across my entire literal country to film him next to that G1 Optimus example. Yet another reason why I dig his compact little bod. Thanks for not asking why I had a red truck in my bag, airport security operatives. And hey, thanks to Kayang on Coffee for the really generous tip this month. I in fact used it to purchase, multiple times, coffee.